Hello and welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. We are continuing our exploration of the city and, well, we've got still quite a few people to speak to. We've got Soasil, we've got Ember, we've got Lan, we've got Sela underneath the horse, we've got Arueshalae over here, and we've got some potential respecking to do. We've got some locations where we don't even know if anyone is there, and apparently I missed a book back in the Citadel. But we'll see what's going on with that when we get back there. It'll be a while. And we need to rest, so that will also probably lead us to come back to the Citadel, because then we have more Crusade management. It's a lot of stuff. But I'm sure once we do it this once, it won't take as much time to do it again and again and again as we come back at each act. We'll see though, it might, in which case that's fine. I like the amount of lore it chucks at us. Nothing over here. Okay, we don't appear to have a blue glowing Soasil. Maybe no crimes to confess? That seems likely. Hello. Good afternoon, Commander. How can I help you? Oh, he has nothing to say. Alright, well that's fine then. Let's head down here. Oh, there's nothing down here, which means that Ember's next. Right, we follow along the edge here. Although we also want to check up the top as well. Hello. Ember is bobbing her head and humming a tune. She greets you with a carefree, cheerful smile. Her wandering eyes linger on you for just a moment before darting off again into the distance. Oh, well that's it for her then as well. Ooh, what have we got? Oh, more Kickstarter wall stuff. Alright, well that's fine then. We'll leave it be. Right, prison. You know what, I'm going to leave the prison because I feel like we need to leave it a little bit of time before we go and see Nura. Who have we got over here, or what have we got over here? What's going on? Got some glass, and then some blue light. Well, if we can see blue light, does that not mean there's a person here? No. No, it does not.
Let us be off.
I have no idea what the blue light is for. Maybe there is a person there at a different time of the day? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, through here we go. It's very difficult to walk through the doors, but that's alright. That's just a random peasant. He's looking very cool, though. Right, let's go down into this courtyard, explore it. Where does this take it? Just a random house. An abandoned building. Okay, let's head down here, talk to the people down here, and then we work our way up that way. Perfect. Right. Try and get the camera working with us.
Let's move. And
head down here. So, let's start with Lan. Hello. Alright, see ya. He's a very talkative fellow, this Lan, you know. Nothing over there. Okay. We're doing well so far. We've currently found nobody worth talking to. Anybody at the front gate? Nope. Okay. Anyone over here? Not as such. Okay. Well, let's go into this abandoned building and see what's going on. Well, it's got loot in it, and that's all I need to know. It's got a lot of light in it from that side. What's going on in there? Nothing in here. Yeah, what's going on with this incredibly bright light? It's extremely bright. There's no reason for it. Alright, downstairs. In the darkness. Seems like I want a quick save. Also, oh, they're following my helmet. I was wondering whether that was saying that there's some Aeon stuff down here. Nope. A book. Chronicle of Failure. Okay, I don't think we've read that one. Okay. Very odd abandoned building. What is up with the brightest light in the world? Oh, it's gone. Oh, okay, it was a bug. Well, that makes sense then. Soldier Humor. I haven't read that yet, but we can do.
Move.
Right, let's head out. So then we have the house, which previously was the back door into the prison. So let's see what's in there now. Who's living in this house? Probably nobody. It's probably just stuff to steal. But, hey, we'll take a look. Hello? Anybody home? Nope. Hey, you left your valuables out for me. Thanks. What's this way? Back route into the prison still? Oh, it's just a way into the cellar, which was the old back route into the prison. It probably isn't any longer. Yeah, they've rebuilt the wall. Okay. That's fine. Or at least they've sealed it off. Right. We can head up. And then back over here. Right, let's leave. So, not a lot here. This is turning out to be a lot quicker than I thought it would be to go around all these places. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll get to some of the later stuff a lot earlier than I thought we would this episode. I was expecting everyone to have a little bit to say, you know, a little bit back and forth, but not so far. Right, let's head along this way and see what's going on. Now, Sela, we know used to be a criminal. Does that mean that she's going to be targeted by the Aeon?
Onwards.
Oh, I think it tries to send us up on top of these when I click, even though we physically can't get there right now. Interesting. Horse? Not our horse, though. No. Let's see where Sela actually is. Oh, I think she's in this courtyard down here. There we go. Hello. Right. Hey, Sela. Nope, nothing. And we can't even accuse her of her criminal past. Okay. Barracks? Anything in here? At all? Just looking for a little conversation. We got the adventures of Brim the Crusader. Hello, Lan. Nope. He doesn't speak to us either. Hey, what we got? Know thy enemy, a crusader's brief. Okay. Oh, can we go in here?
Move.
That's not a real place. Okay. I was trying to click underneath, but I don't think we can actually get there. Okay, on the roof. I believe there is nobody on the roof. There's no way down. They rebuilt that. Oh, can we head along here? No.
Follow me.
Okay. Well, back into the barracks. Guess we'll try the other exit and see whether there's anything along there. Although, I'm not feeling confident about that right now. Outside. Nope. Nothing here. Cool. Right, I guess we will speak to Rue. Rue's got to have something to tell us, right? I mean, come on. We haven't even had like our initial conversation where she tells us her entire life story. We gotta have that. She's my last hope for lore. In here... Okay, we'll check the edges. No, we'll check the graveyard. Anything in here? Nope. Not even any graves we can dig up. Alright, so here's some temple stuff over here. What we got? Place has been sanctified. It can protect the area around it from the corruption of the abyss.
Let us be off.
Arsinoe? Hello, who are you again? We don't know. Okay, a woman in gold-embroidered cleric robes greets you with a polite bow. Her eyes, the color of molten gold, gleam brightly in her dusky face. Greetings, Commander. My name is Arsinoe. I am a messenger from the Temple of Abadar in Absalom, and I came here assuming the defenders of the fortress could use the services of a cleric. Oh, well that's cool. Because obviously we lost our last cleric. Perhaps you've heard about the wound that sometimes opens in my chest. Are you familiar with this kind of ailment? Arsinoe quickly probes you with the skill of an experienced healer. So the wound was right here, and then it disappeared and reappeared. Amazing. No, this is the first time I've ever heard of such magic. What do you think it might be? I think it is some kind of demonic corruption, or particles of chaos from the abyss have entered through the wound into your body and made it so unstable. It sounds quite interesting, incidentally. Judging from the records of the researchers of the abyss, stranger things have happened in this cursed place. Can you give me advice on how to heal it? I am sure that you have already used purification and chaos warding spells, and for obvious reasons you do not have the option of leaving the campaign and going on a long pilgrimage to various shrines. Since that's the case, keep a diary, make careful and systematic entries about your well-being. If it gets worse, record the circumstances under which it happens. I'm afraid this is the only advice I can offer right now. I want you to try to heal me. I'm sorry, but I do not have the right to do that. A healer who makes a blind attempt to heal a patient who is not on the verge of death is an irresponsible fool. And you do not seem to be dying, so we will not take any unnecessary risks. Thank you, it all makes sense now. Take care of yourself, Commander. You're a priestess of Abadar and a proponent of order in all things. Tell me, what do you think of my leadership of the crusade? Arsinoe lowers her head respectfully. With pleasure. I have not seen a place calmer or better organized than Drezen for some time. The wound, evil, and chaos are outside its walls, but there is peace and order within the fortress. Everyone carries out their duties, no one is idle or lazy, and our warriors are doing their utmost to expedite our victory. I'm happy to be here, to say the least. What services do you provide? I can sell you various divine spell scrolls. Even if you don't have anyone in your party who can read them, I'll be happy to read it for you right here. However, take care out there on your travels. A scroll is useless without someone who can read it. To use a scroll while you're on the move, you need a spellcaster whose magic training covers such spells, or someone skilled in magical devices. You're an Aasimar if I'm not mistaken. Oh yes, I am an Aasimar. Hard to miss, isn't it? I look exactly like my great-great-grandmother, but I am the only one among my kin to have Aasimar blood manifest so visibly in my appearance. I have to admit that it is a very fortunate coincidence. My Aasimar features are rather appealing and make people trust me more easily. This is a good quality to have for a priestess wishing to gather a congregation. I see you've all consecrated the altar of Abadar. So I have. Before you ask me why I did this when there is a temple of Iomedae in Drezen, I will answer. Even though my god is the ally of the inheritor, some still prefer to pray and trust in Abadar instead of her. After all, my humble altar is no worse at removing the corruption of the abyss than the grandiose altar in the temple of Iomedae. Tell me more about Abadar. I'd be delighted to. Abadar is the patron deity of law, trade, and prosperity of cities. He teaches that law and order allow citizens to develop and keep people safe and healthy. Iomedae and Abadar are allies, since Iomedae also holds order and nobility above all else. It's hardly surprising to see so many mighty fortresses and wonderful cities in Mendev bloom under her blessing. How did you end up in Drezen? My story has grown longer and longer over the years. Well, most people's stories do. Yet sadly it never gets any more interesting. I was born and raised in Absalom, and I soon realized that bringing the word of Abadar to places where it's already been heard was too easy a challenge for a cleric like me. I have travelled all across Golarion since then, watching civilization bring enlightenment to the wildest of places. This joy brings my heart. This brings joy to my heart and makes me feel like I serve my god with my deeds and not only with my words. The tiny barony in the Stolen Lands that had been my home for a very long time eventually turned into a strong and prosperous kingdom. That's where I know Arsinoe from. It must be from Kingmaker. Oh, okay, I can't remember the context. Maybe she was just our cleric in Kingmaker, but that makes a lot of sense. Now, it's all clicking together. I'm like, that name is familiar, but I couldn't place it in this game. And I felt that I had to go somewhere else and bring the blessing of Abadar to someone who really needed it. It will take quite a long time for Drezen to recover and become an unfailing stronghold once again. I'll do my very best to help. I could use the help of a cleric. Right, let's see what you've got. First of all, you got anything else? You got Burned Ashwood Quarterstaff. Okay, +2 grants the wielder the ability to cast the Burning Arc spell at will as a 5th level wizard. At will is very interesting. It's a monk weapon. Well, I guess all quarterstaffs are monk weapons, but still. Huh. That could be neat for Ember, but it does cost 60,000, and it only goes up to 5th level, so it doesn't scale. Half of the pair. Whenever two creatures wearing different halves of this pendant are within 10 feet to each other, each gets a +2 circumstance bonus on attack rolls and 2 circumstance bonus to AC. Well, given we don't have the other half of the pair, there's no point in buying that because we couldn't use it. But if we find the other half, then suddenly it becomes a lot more useful. Whenever the wielder of this ring deals fire damage through a spell, they deal additional 1d6 + 5 fire damage. They also get +2 to caster level checks made to overcome spell resistance. Very useful potentially for Ember, but at the same time it's not worth 50,000. Okay, the headband of this Wisdom +2 also grants its wearer +2 enhancement bonus to Charisma score. In addition, whenever the wearer of this headband lands a killing blow from melee weapon, their next spell becomes empowered. So, this is a melee weapon based thing which will empower spells. That sounds like it's like a mage's thing, but I don't think they use wisdom, so I guess maybe it's some kind of cleric item? I don't know. Anyway, it's not really for us. We don't have anybody who fills that role right now. I mean, I guess you could maybe say that Seela could fill that role because she does use charisma for her spells and there's some logic in there, but I don't think so. Conman's Ring. +5 competency bonus on all perception and trickery skill checks. That's really nice. That is probably worth buying. Pest control? Nah, don't care. It's only against swarm attacks. I don't think we need to worry about that. If the wearer of this ring has the ability to cast spells spontaneously, it grants them the ability to cast the following spells. Fireball, Controlled Fireball, Fire Snake, Hellfire Ray, Firestorm, and Fiery Body. Okay, yeah, I think we saw this one before. That's fine, we don't need to worry about it, but it's still very good. +2 bonus to Intelligence and immunity to all compulsion, but it gives you a negative to Charisma and Persuasion. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Whenever the wearer of this belt uses a scroll or potion, it gives +1 to its caster level. I wonder if that stacks with Nenio's. So, like, Nenio would use her own caster level, and then this would add an extra 1 to it. In which case, that's fantastic, but I don't think that's probably going to stack. Oh, yeah, the Conman's Ring I'm going to buy anyway. I don't know who's going to use it, but it's good. Scroll of Raised Dead. I did say I was going to have to buy some of these. Probably 197 seems like a bit much. 5 seems much better. But then we don't have enough money. Okay, I'm going to buy 2 of them, which is very expensive, but that's okay. Coin of Protection. We can grant DR for 1 minute. Okay, that's fine. Anything that's like, I'll grant you it for 1 minute, I'm like, I'm probably not going to remember to use that, and therefore it is a bad item. I think we already have the croissant, but we'll grab that. Nothing else? Let me just check that there are no other types of items in here. Ah, this is what I was looking for, the kits. I actually want the scroll scribing kits, which you don't appear to sell. Okay. Do we buy these ones anyway? Just so that we have them? How much does it cost for the full lot? Oh wait, you know what? We don't need the full lot. You just need level 4, right? Yeah. You would just need level 4. Okay, let's buy that anyway. Cool. Deal. There goes all of our money that we've earned. Oh no. Right, newest to oldest. So this just needs to be in our inventory. We already know that one. Okay, I can sell it back. Hello. I'm selling you this back. Didn't make nearly as much back, but that's okay. Conman's Ring. So, we could use it as well, I suppose. Just because it gives us, would give us more perception. Kind of feels like it's just going to go on whoever is our trickery person right now. Now let's unequip it. Oh, it's a ring. Never mind. Give me that thing back that I just unequipped. Oh, where is it? It's somewhere in here. That's fine. Yeah, of course, it's a ring. Let's use it into a ring of protection for just now. I think that's going to be fine for the extra perception. And then we can always give it to a trickery person if we need to later. In fact, if we're wielding it, then that's fine. We can always give it to somebody for trickery later. Because they'll always be in our party. Right. Quick save. Hey, Rue. The girl's ruby eyes stare watchfully at passers-by. You don't notice her even at arm's length. She turns to you, her face a mixture of contemplation, sadness, and admiration. They're amazing, aren't they? Okay. Let's see what we go for here. I see the corrupt aura of your soul. Probably not what we're going to go for yet. We're being attacked by demons with unusual powers. Do you know anything about them? Arueshalae thinks for a long while. Finally, she answers hesitantly. Back in Alushinira, There were rumours about terrible experiments that Baphomet and Deskari performed on their troops to make them stronger. Here on the material plane, these rumours were embellished with lots of details. Some say that demons undergo rituals acquired from Zon Kuthon. Others say that they feed on the blood of angels or Quiphoffs or demon lords. Still, others say that there are no experiments and that Baphomet is just bringing back fighters from the future in which the demons have already taken all of Golarion. Yeah, he's just doing some time travel. Just, you know, your everyday time travel. Is there a grain of truth in any of these ramblings? There's no way to know. Naturally, none of these rumors give any indication of where the demons come from. I'm sorry I can't help. The only thing that's clear is that the lowly fighters in the army of the Abyss are as puzzled by this as we are. What are you doing here? I'm watching. She nods at the city dwellers as they hurry past. I'm listening to their conversation, studying their faces. I'm trying to understand what they truly are. Why do you like to watch people? You know, in my old life, I thought I knew everything about them. I was a master of seduction after all. I knew how to tempt a mortal into doing anything I required. I could trap them in a lie, or lie myself and never get caught. It's disgusting to remember, but that was my life for many centuries. Now I see I knew nothing. A demon warrior probably also considers himself an expert on mortals because he's killed so many of them. He certainly knows where to thrust the spear for a quick death, and where to thrust it for a long and painful one. He thinks that's enough. My knowledge, it was of the same kind. I ruined many mortals without learning the first thing about them. Now I watch them to understand them. They won't give my victims back their life, of course, but still. By growing closer to these mortals, it's like I'm paying back some part of my debt to my victims' memories. Have you learned anything new? They love cats. Arueshalae speaks in a very serious manner, as if sharing an important scientific discovery with you. Then a moment later, she smiles to give the joke away. Seriously, have your observations of humans led to anything? I wouldn't want to draw any rash conclusions. I've only been watching them for a short while, but I think I have understood one thing. The succubi have a saying, mortals always lie. If a mortal isn't talking, that it means she's busy lying to herself. But now I see that isn't true. You mortals aren't liars, you're dreamers. Each of you creates a huge daydream for yourself and everyone you share your life with. It isn't exactly a lie, because the daydream is your truth. Don't you think you're being a little creepy? What? The succubus blinked, surprised. Really? Why? I don't mean any harm. Alright, we'll leave you there. Okay. What do you think of the powers I gave you? It's a great temptation. I don't know if I should be trusted with such power. I certainly wouldn't trust myself with it. When you have so much power, it's easy to decide you're a god and the mortals are your toys. Perhaps I should wait until after we defeat the forces of the Abyss. But that's precisely what these powers are for. The girl thinks for a moment and speaks softly. You take a great risk. I'm not sure I can handle the temptation. It's hard enough as it is. Okay. Tell me about yourself. I'm afraid you won't like what I'm going to tell you. Where do succubi come from? Did you have a childhood? No, well, yes, but in brief, the Abyss is nothing like the mortal world. Arueshalae makes a gesture in the air, trying to find the right words. You remember life since conception. No, wait, you don't remember that part, do you? But certainly you know everything since birth. We do not. Normally when a human dies, the Lady of Graves decides which plane they go to. Most often, those who arrive in the Abyss turn into larvae. You know, little worms no one notices until you step on them. They crawl in the mud for centuries, devouring each other. And the strongest ones turn into demons. I don't know how that transformation happens. Maybe we hatch out of them like caterpillars out of butterflies. No, wait. It's the other way around. Maybe the greater demons sculpt us out of them like so much clay. I don't know what happened to the larvae that they used to make me. And my own memory, it begins with vague, fragmentary images, terrors, executions, orgies. Remember some poor lad half gnawed by the larvae. He was crying, begging to be killed. I pointed at him and laughed and said I wouldn't. Ah, Desna, forgive me, I'm so ashamed. So how did you end up turning against the Abyss? Temptation. Arueshalae smiles sadly. Strange, isn't it? So many people believe that being good is important. It's boring and unpleasant, and all that's enjoyable and tempting pertains to evil. Even the servants of the kind gods often think so, do they not? You have no idea how easy that makes the role of a temptress. Well, it was my great fortune to discover it's not always like that. Arueshalae looks away. My last victim was a priestess of Desna, the tender of dreams. As you know, demons do not sleep. Mortals always compare their greatest moments to dreams, so I decided it would be interesting to see for myself and, while I was at it, forgive me goddess, to mock Desna. This priestess lay in my arms dying of my kiss. I remember every smallest detail, the cold sweat on her skin, her eyes rolled back into her head, her weak whisper. It's so difficult to recount. Well, I dove into her mind to see what mortal dreams were like. But the goddess saw me in her realm, and it turned out I remained there for far longer than I planned. What did Desna do to you? As a punishment, she gave me mercy. I often think, why me? She could easily have blown me away like smoke with the flick of her finger. The gods rarely trouble themselves with the lives of mortals, and even less so of demons, but for reasons of her own she paid me special attention. She awoke me in the memories of sinners whose souls were used to create me. All those humans, I knew nothing of them until Desna showed me. Each of them had their own dreams, and a world without pity trampled each of them and placed them on a path that led to the abyss, their memories, all their hopes and pain. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to talk about this. You see, tears well up in the succubus's eyes. Arueshalae wipes away her tears and continues. The most important thing I realized is that every mortal is a little world of hopes and dreams, and that although I might be a succubus, I didn't have to live forever with those beastly, boring pleasures and tortures of the abyss. I can be free. I can be myself if only I can understand who I am. You don't know who you are? What of you? Do you know who you are? Are there many mortals who can make that claim? Before returning me to the mortal realm, Desna whispered something to me. I can still hear her words. She asked me, "What do you dream of?" And I don't know. I still don't. You see, demons are simple creatures. Arueshalae purses her lips. Each is guided by 2 or 3 strong sins. Before my conversion, all my sins were all I was. A ball of desire without anyone behind them doing the desiring. Desires for sex, for flattery, and food. But now I have me. And it's amazing, but so complicated. Arueshalae makes an apologetic gesture and smiles. So what did you do after she converted you? I travelled. In the beginning, I thought it wise to keep away from demons and their temptations, run off to Absalom or perhaps even further to another plane. But then I realized I didn't deserve freedom yet. The abyss was still in me. It called to me, tempting me, seducing me. If I ran away, I would soon return to my old habits. Arueshalae forces the word from her mouth. That's why I came here, to join the war. To remember who my enemy is, to defeat the demons, not just for the mortal world, but for myself as well. Because if I don't kill my past, it will always be reaching for me. I'm a wonderful liar. I'm no longer proud of it, but it's still true. The demons never suspected my treason until the very end. I lived as a spy and regularly reported back to the priests of Desna whatever I learned. Naturally, I concealed my identity from them as well. I would never have been caught, but when I learned that Deskari was planning an attack on Canabras, there was no time for caution. I risked everything to warn you, and paid with my freedom. Okay. Let's see what we're going to say. Good seems fine. Lawful, we should have joined the Crusaders openly from the start. That seems naive, I think. I think the Crusaders probably, given that they had Hilor to high up in them, would just kill her. We can say the anarchy of the abyss was slavery for you. You found freedom in the army. You know, with my help, you could return and inflict terrible vengeance on all the demons who put you through that. You didn't stay locked up long. Let's just say, thank you for not running from evil but confronting it. Yes, I'm glad I did, but you know it's hard. Evil calls me back every day. When it's so close, what if one day I grow tired of fighting? So do you worship Desna now? The goddess did a lot for me, more than I ever deserved. Asking anything more of her would be impudent. I'm grateful for her, but I try not to trouble her with my prayers. Well, thank you for your answers. I hope they didn't upset you too much, at least not as much as they upset me. Okay, May I ask you a personal question, the kind of question a mortal might ask a succubus? You want to talk about sex? Arueshalae looks you in the eye. Ask me anything. I'll not keep secrets from you. But don't expect to hear anything light-hearted or pleasant. The kiss of a succubus is deadly, isn't it? Not just the kiss, any caress of any kind sucks the life from mortals. There's nothing I can do about it. Arueshalae touches her lips ever so slightly. For mortals, tenderness is tenderness and violence is violence. I don't know what it's like to kiss and not inflict pain. I just hope my observations of mortals will help me understand. Young lovers, old spouses, even what mortals condemn as promiscuity. To me it all looks like something amazingly human. You know, a drop of vital energy is a small price to pay for your kiss. I mean, my rule in these games is just flirt whenever you get a chance and let the dice fall where they may, so let's go. Don't joke like that. For me, it's not a joke at all. I suspect I'm not the first mortal to suggest it. No offense, but I don't expect you to join them. Wait, you mean you don't just watch people during the day out in the street? Well, I never touch anyone, I never harm anyone, I just watch and listen. Is that bad? Let's just say they wouldn't be happy if they found out you were watching. Don't worry, they'll never find out. Don't forget, I'm a very good spy. What's sex between demons like? Everything demons do is a sort of cannibalism. Each devours mortals and other demons in their own way. Some enjoy literally tearing pieces of flesh off of their teeth. Others like to subdue and turn their prey into slaves and living tools. Some feed on others' humiliation. It comes in different forms, but the essence is always the same. Another being is an object to be used for your own pleasure. Demon sex doesn't differ from any other kind of violence. In my former life, it was something I did to others or others did to me. Only one person ever received pleasure, not the other. You still feel desire? Arueshalae keeps a long silence as she searches for the right words. You see, on the one hand, my succubus nature remains with me. The desire I feel is the one from my old life. When I look at any mortal, I immediately imagine how she looks away. But that feeling, that desire, it's not what mortals feel. When you like someone, you don't ponder how good it would feel to drink their soul, do you? You think about how good it would feel to be together. Together, you see. You know how to want someone, at the same time not want to destroy them. For me, it's always one and the same. True despair rings in Arueshalae's voice. I'm not even talking about love, just common mutual affection of mortals, when they're not poisoned with violence. Now I know that I've never felt it. It's hard to imagine how it's even possible. Well, thank you for being so open. She nods without saying a word. Well, tell me about life in the Abyss. I can't tell you about all of the Abyss. I've only seen a small part of it. If you like, I can tell you about the Midnight Isles and Arueshalae. Arueshalae? Tell me about it. The Porphyry City is Nocticula's capital. There's no city like it in the mortal world. Absalom is a village in comparison. Millions, I don't exaggerate, millions of demons and mortals live there. Okay. Demon Lord of Assassins, Darkness and Lust, Lady Nocticula is a beautiful but deadly creature. Even demon lords aren't safe from her deadly seductions. The number of demon lords she seduced and assassinated is formidable. Nocticula's abyssal realm consists of dozens of islands on an intricate sea of still black water. The sky is always dark here, with strange stars and a disturbingly large moon in the sky above. Each of these midnight isles represents a demon lord or other notable entity she's assassinated. With each new kill, her realm grows. The other demon lords treat Nocticula with a mixture of obsession and fear. Lamashtu's cult has taken note of Nocticula's rising power and has increased the level of hostility with her worshippers, causing some to believe that Nocticula may be close to becoming the second demon to ascend to divinity. Some come voluntarily, not only from Golarion but from other planes as well. Nocticula keeps an open boundary and enjoys having many guests, merchants and travellers in the city. Some arrive in chains. The slave trade is the most thriving business in the city. From afar, the city may seem a merry place. Many of its dwellers do enjoy themselves, until it's their turn to become someone else's toy. It's a city of suffering, Minde. of cheerful, festive torments that everyone in the city inflicts on those around them, or some places of interest. The heart of the business quarter is the flesh markets where the slave trade takes place. I grew up in the mansion of Lady Valexia. Her house is always full of guests doing their best to entertain her. Those whose performance is not to her liking risk remaining at her house forever. The main attraction of the succubi city is of course the brothels, the 10,000 delights. I need not tell you what they offer. If you can imagine it, someone is selling it. Not far from there you can find the harem of Ardent Dreams, which serves as a sort of city hall. Shamira, Nocticula's right hand and mirror of Alushinira, receives her visitors there. For those who prefer bloodier sport, there are many arenas in the city. Most famous of them is Battle Bliss. Battles run continuously, without breaks and without rules. It doesn't matter what trickery you use to win, it only matters how much fun the crowd is having. Above it all towers the House of Silken Shadows, Nocticula's palace. Hundreds, thousands of towers and domes adorned with jewels. There are legends of what happens inside. Many have striven to experience the delights of the succubi queen's palace, forgetting it was built for her pleasure, not theirs. Tell me about the Midnight Isles. In the ocean of Ishiar, not far from the mouth of the river Styx, there is a chain of islands. This is the realm of Nocticula, queen of the succubi. There is no sun there, only a moonlit night alternating with a moonless one. Each of the islands is one of Nocticula's trophies, the remains of a powerful entity that perished at her hands. As you see, you cannot take a step in the abyss without treading on corpses. Tell me about Nocticula. She's called the Lady in Shadow. They say that she was the first succubus. She's far from the most powerful of the demon lords, but this hasn't kept her from being the ruin of many creatures significantly more powerful than herself, even building her kingdom upon their bones. They say that, like Lamashtu, she strives to turn herself from a demon lord into a true goddess. She enjoys killing, but her favourite tools are seduction and deception. She only stoops to crude violence when there are no other games to play, and even then she backsteps from the shadows. Her favourite weapon is a crossbow, though a silk garrote would suit her better. If you should ever meet her, do not believe a word she says, and do not fall for her provocations. Do not try to beat her at her own game. Most importantly, remember, the worst mistake anyone can make is to try to underestimate her. Well, thanks for the information. I'll be happy if it helps. Alright. Let's see what happens. I see the corrupt aura of your soul. Confess your sins, succubus. There are so many, she says in a subdued voice. No, I'm not going to say that she's no place within the Crusaders. No, I'm not going to commit that far. I'm just going to say confess your sins. And then leave, I guess. I don't really want her to leave our party, but I assume she would if we did that. So, I mean, we'll let her go. And yeah, it would seem a bit mean to just kick her out. Right, who have we got inside the temple? Whole load of nothing so far. Place has been sanctified. Okay, so it's protecting the area around it. We've got the secret room, which is shut now. It doesn't say that there's anybody in here, so the only thing we're going to find is loot, probably. We'll keep investigating. We might find something in here. There's a book, see? History of the Worldwound. I think we've already read it. Just quickly check all of these. Just looking for anyone who's just left some loot here. Just anyone left any loot in here? Oh, yeah, see, there was a reason to do it. You do a 40% lockpick. That's actually pretty good. We got it. Nice.
Follow
I'm
me.
starting to wonder whether it just lets you... Let me have a look. Did it actually do a check? Oh, it did, yeah. Modifier plus 30. Or modifier 30. And a DC 32. It's not using our lockpick skill. That's what I'm getting there. Or it just gives you 30 so you can unlock it no matter what. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, because that's not using our trickery skill, because we don't have a plus 30. It's probably using the highest person in your party, I would imagine. Let me have a look. Our trickery is 14. Camellia? I'm assuming you have the highest. 25. 19. 25 plus our 5 from equipment, maybe? I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, maybe. Oh no, or it's just a flat 30, which would also be fine. Right, so we've now been everywhere here, talking to everyone. Apparently I missed a book all the way back in the original room. And we need to speak to Hilor, and we need to do some respecking. So let's do Hilor and respecking first. Yeah. Wait, wrong area? Yes, we want the middle one. It's almost worth going back to the Citadel and then just teleporting to the inn. But hey, we're not going to do that. Right. Along this way. Along this way. Ah, it's just Horgus. Don't worry about him. In. Okay. Right. Second floor of the inn. And we have Hilor. Hello. Right, so now we can learn more about the Spinner of Nightmares as well. Congratulations on taking Drezen, Commander. It's a great victory, though you paid for it with much blood. Its smell still hangs in the air. I remember the smell well. The last time the air reeked like this was the most horrible day of my life. That day I nearly caught the Spinner of Nightmares. Tell me how much you almost caught them. Hilor's gaze grows heavy. It was 6 months ago. We got a lead on where to look for a lonely inn along the road. We arrived disguised as travelers. I never took off the Eye of Truth for a moment. Hilor carefully takes out and wipes his magic monocle. We quickly identified our cronies, but the Spinner of Nightmares was nowhere to be found. I lost hope and gave the order to arrest the cultist. We managed it quickly and without any losses. The Spinner of Nightmares appeared on the stage where passing bards were performing. She sang a funny little children's song, and the guests of the inn went mad. Their eyes turned bloodshot and they attacked us in rage. They grabbed whatever came to hand and tried to kill us. Stools, forks, their bare hands, and even their teeth. We were forced to defend ourselves. When it was over, we were covered in blood. 31 butchered corpses lay at our feet. They wouldn't stop fighting even after their guts were dragging across the floor. The air reeked of blood, guts, and shite. I was only barely able to clamber out. My legs refused to walk across the slimy muck. Once I made it outside, there was only the night and the step, and our laughter. The delighted, mocking laughter of a child who'd pulled off a prank. It arced from horizon to horizon as it echoed in my mind. I lost consciousness and fell to the ground. Hilor's story ends with a helpless sigh. The Pathfinder massages his eyes with his fingers, as if trying to push away the horrific images he envisions. Alright, now before I do the training, I'm going to do something important here. Let's do one at a time, but I'm going to do Rue first, because Rue's going to be simpler. And here's my rule, at least for how I'm going to do Rue. I'm only going to revert her back to the point where I made a misunderstanding about how weapon finesse was going to work on her. So I'm only going to reroll her back to level 8. But I don't know how the reroll works, like for rerolling skills. I don't know quite how much it sends you back. Like, does it send you back all the way or just to when you got them? So what I'm going to do, and what I've just done, is taken a screenshot. And now I have a screenshot of her level, so I can go back to whatever she had before. Which I think is going to be useful. So I can recreate her up to level 8, and then we make our decisions from that point onwards. I think that seems like a good way. It's a good compromise, opposed to just completely rebuilding. Let's see. Good training. First few times it says you'll treat us free of charge. Alright, Rue. Can we only go back one level? Or can we go back multiple? Accept. So does that now give her a level? No. Wait, how does this work? Can you only retrain the last level? Oh, I assume that you could retrain further. Can we go back? So you can only retrain like this one. Or, oh wait, no, this is that back to level 8. Never mind. I'm stupid. No, this is fine. This is exactly where we wanted it. Although, wait a second. Does this retrain her mythic? I wouldn't know. I guess maybe it will also retrain her mythic? Or, I'm not entirely sure how this works. Let's just try it and see what happens. You know what? Actually, even better. I'm going to quick save here. Then we're just going to do it. So, we need good training. Through. Then we'll just click through. Doesn't matter what we're taking because I'm going to reload it. Ah, okay. So then you can level up like this. I see. Oh, you need to go through the whole lot. Close the interface. Load game. It's probably not going to like this, I imagine. But that's okay. So, let's load out there. So it does let you redo everything. That's perfect. And it only lets you redo it from the moment you got the character. Again, exactly what I wanted, actually. That's perfect. Right. So, I think we're going to leave her in the same class. We're just going to do some things that are different with her. So, my companions and I need good training. Oh, what did I choose as our mythic options, by the way? I know I chose what I chose for one of them. So, it was distracting shots and cleaving shot. Okay, that's fine. Just curious what I chose. Right. Rue, let's go. So, level 9. We will take our points in all of these. That seems fine. Feat. So, we do not want to take weapon finesse, because it would be bad on her. We could take snapshot, which would allow her to attack people who come close to her, which is intriguing, but not necessarily good, and in fact we can probably take that as a combat style feat as well, couldn't we? I think we could, because I think it would be an archery feat, right? Actually, snapshot is not an archery feat. Interesting. But it would mean that we wouldn't want to take anything that's in this list here. Yeah, like improved critical we wouldn't want to take because we're already going to get it in this list. In fact, we'll get it next level, I assume, because improved critical is really good. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's see what my other options are here. So snapshot's okay. Hammer the Gap is fine, but not amazing. We're not taking improved critical because we can't take it twice. Initiative doesn't really matter for her because it doesn't really matter where she goes in combat beyond just getting a damage out earlier. Seeing what else we've got. What skills has she got? She got stealth, which I suppose is her skill that nobody else has, but I don't think that's something we need her to have. The rest of this we're not too worried about, really. Critical focus. You gain a +4 circumstance bonus on attack rolls made to confirm critical hits. Well, that's intriguing, yeah. Especially if you combined that with the fact that we might take improved criticals next level. That gives her a lot of cool stuff. And if you score a critical hit, your opponent becomes fatigued. Yeah. Or staggered, or sickened, or exhausted. Isn't exhausted just a better version of fatigued? Why would you take this one when you could take this? You know what? Maybe they're level ups of each other. Like, maybe some of them level up. So, like, you take tiring, then you can take exhausting. That might be it, actually. Yeah. Critical mastery. You can apply the effects of 2 critical feats in addition to the damage dealt. That's kind of cool. Maybe we build her with some crit in mind. I mean, that's we also gave her the keen longbow right now. Yeah, you know what? This seems okay. I might take critical focus and we'll make her thing is going to be about, like, you know, doing more crits. I think that definitely sounds like that could be intriguing. Right. Let's do another level. What other stuff does she have? She has favored enemies. Yeah, that's fine. She can use her wisdom to cast divine spells. That's fine. Oh, but no, we can use our charisma instead of wisdom. That's fine. Just see what else we got. Undercover, persuasion on stealth and buff checks. That's fine. Sorry, half of her level on persuasion when used to bluff is... Gee, it's a bonus equal to half of her level on persuasion used to bluff and stealth checks. She gets trap finding. Favored enemy humans. Okay, what's this? Ranger's bond. Bond with the companions. Yeah, okay. So actually this crit does make a lot of sense for her. Get new favored enemies at this rank and then the combat style feat. So we'll take all of these. Perfect. Combat style feat. I think we want to go archery. And we want to go improved critical. Which then will give us even more critical. We go longbow with this as well. Nice. Favored enemy. Demons of slaughter or strength. Slaughter tend not to be that strong by the looks of it. Yeah, strength tend to be higher health maybe, so maybe we'll choose strength. And then we can then go for like an extra bonus on something. I would say even more in the strength ones. Cool. There we go. And then we get new spells. Mythic rank. Rank 1. I still think that cleaving shot is not necessarily a bad option. Actually, you know what? Every time you deal critical damage, it happens as well. Yeah, obviously we should take it if we're going for crits. That just makes sense. It's so good that there's no reason not to take it. Yeah, I think that's fine. Mythic rank level 2. So instead of taking something like weapon finesse like we did last time, we could take improved critical mythic. So we get a higher critical multiplier as well. I kind of like that idea. So you get even more criticals. Like your criticals are even more damaging. I just think that could be really cool. I think I'm going to take it. I like the idea of doing this. Which with Keen is going to be fantastic as well. Then Mythic rank 3. We would take another one here. Now we took distracting shots, which is quite good for a penalty to AC. Is there anything else we could take? Just seeing. Like anything that's going to help our crit cause that we've now decided to go for. Nothing immediately is going to be that good. Every third hit with a ranged weapon does extra damage. Maybe if that would then stack with your crits, maybe. I don't know. Whenever you make an attack of opportunity, you gain a bonus to your attack and damage rolls. No. Damage an ally, we don't do that sort of stuff. We could take enduring spells. She does have buffs for being a ranger, but she doesn't have a lot of buffs. She has some, but we could take it. It's definitely an option at some point. You don't automatically miss when you roll a 1 on an attack roll. It's also intriguing because we do... Well, yeah, I don't know. It's intriguing, but I don't know if we need it. Might just take distracting shots. I still think it's good. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Complete. She is retrained. So now we have the new Arueshalae. If I check this weapon, what's her crit range? Right now it's 19 to 20. So ability doubles the threat range of a weapon. I thought we took something else that gives her more threat range. I thought that was what crit... Let me go back and see whether I've read something wrong. Feats. I thought improved critical. Your threat range is doubled. Oh, it doesn't. This doesn't stack with Keen. I see. I now understand. That does not stack with Keen. Well, that's unfortunate, but it's still fine. It's still 19 to 20 crit. Times by 4 on a critical hit. I mean, it's not like this is her forever weapon. It's not like this is the whole thing we're building a build around. Because, I mean, realistically, it's just a normal weapon. We'll probably get something better later. Even if it's just a cast off from... yeah, like cast off from Lan. In fact, do we have a... Yeah, we have a bow that we could give her. The entrapping longbow, potentially. Let's have a look. See if that's better for her. It probably isn't, but... It's less damage, the crits are the same, but whenever this confirms a critical hit, all enemies must pass a reflex saving throw or become entangled for 1 round. Actually, you know what? We take 1 point of damage off, but we gain the ability to potentially entangle with crits. That gives us even more bonuses on crits. That sounds neat. Yeah, we might take that then. Especially if Keen doesn't stack, which it doesn't look like that stacks because this has the same threat range. Okay. So we got huge crits on her. That sounds fantastic. Right. Next up is Camellia. Now Camellia currently has a technical 1 level down. I assume that that won't actually affect us when we level her up, but we'll see. Now I'm not worried about anything to do with Camellia. Because Camellia right now is built wrong. That's where we're at. Now we could make an optimal build, but... What I'd like to do is just take this build, but build it better, right? Because we don't really need point blank shot, I think is one of the ones that we can get rid of. We don't really need scribe scrolls either. Outflank is fine. Like from this point, it's kind of fine. Outflank is fine, we've got stuff we're working with. Ward is also absolutely terrible right now because it's just used so many other let me describe that again. Ward is terrible because Ward is overridden by so many other things, so it just doesn't work. Seeing Battlemaster seems fine as well. Yeah, so Battlemaster is fine. In fact, I think she's already in it, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think we're fine to just completely redo her. Right. Oh, the one that I need, by the way, on her. Sorry, just while I was remembering. The one that I need to remember to take in Mythic Path is... I actually don't have it right now, but Weapon Finesse is fine. I need to take Elemental Barrage because it stacks with her weapon. Like her weapon ability. So her weapon ability allows her to apply different elements, which means that when she hits with a weapon, she's automatically triggering Elemental Barrage each turn, which is very nice. So that's the one thing we need to remember to do on there, but beyond that, I don't really have anything else. The first few times you'll train your fighters free of charge. Okay, that's fine. So this is still free. Right, let's go. So she's back down to level 2, so we got a ton of leveling. Now, skill-wise, what do we want her to have? Oh, what does she have right now? I know she has Trickery. What else does she have? We currently have her in Trickery and Lore Religion. We don't need her to have Lore Religion, because we have Lore Religion of 12, and she's currently sitting at Lore Religion 13. Yeah, and in fact, Seela also has Lore Religion somewhere. Oh, wait, is our Lore Religion lowered by some as well? Isn't lowered. Okay. She just happens to have a higher one? How did she get a higher one? She just did. Her wisdom is higher. But Seela also has Lore Religion of the same level, so it doesn't really matter that... In fact, Seela has the exact same Lore Religion, so it doesn't really matter from that point of view to bring her along for that. So we can maybe turn Trickery into something more useful. Maybe we make her Trickery and Stealth. Now, the reason I say Trickery and Stealth is because that then means that... yeah, that would then mean that she's fulfilling, like, the true rogue role, and we can just have her be the person that we put on camouflage each time as well. And that works a little bit better. Yeah, I think that works a little bit better for her. So let's go with that. So we're going to stick with Shaman, although I would argue that we might want to put something into Stealth to make it a class skill. So maybe a single point of another class might be a good idea. Like, I mean, probably Rogue isn't the best one, but like if we went Rogue... do you get proficient? You would get proficiency with Stealth, right? Yeah. So something like that could be quite useful for her. To get like a single point that gives her a bunch of bonuses. Now, she already has the Weapon Finesse, I believe. Yeah, she already starts with Weapon Finesse at level 1. So we don't need Rogue for that. But there's potential logic to going something like that. What's this? Master of All, half-elf. So she would get Bardic Knowledge from this one. Adds half of the class level to all knowledge and lore skill checks. May make knowledge and lore skill checks untrained. Yeah, probably not worthwhile taking. Are there any of these that give you stealth but don't give you weapon finesse? That's an interesting one. Stealth without weapon finesse. No, none of those do. Okay. What else might give you stealth as a skill? Can I look at the top levels here? There we go. Bard. Maybe we take a single point of Bard? Because that does not give you weapon finesse. You would still get Bardic Knowledge, which we don't need. But we could give you a single point of that. Just in case there's something in here that's good. Beast Tamer. Wait, would that give you a... oh, that gives you Summon. Okay, is there any Bard that doesn't have Bardic Knowledge? Thundercaller. You speak for the spirits of the land. That's kind of interesting. So bound to the land, you're half your level on lore nature checks, which is also bad for us. But let's ignore that. Yeah, okay, that is bad. And then you get Bardic Knowledge. So Bard's not our class. If there is a good class that would do what I want it to do here, Bard is not it. Hunter. Okay. Hunter, but I don't want an animal companion. That's one. How about Divine? Oh, that's an animal companion. It's just by a different name. Forester. Okay. So you get Animal Focus. As a forester has no animal companion, the aspects granted by this ability always apply to the forester herself, just as if a normal hunter's companion were dead. So what does that mean? Oh, we could get like an animal focus of we get like a bonus to strength or a bonus to perception or a bonus to constitution, athletics. That's fine. Owl. So we would just be able to apply this bonus to ourselves, I think. I need to read what the normal one does, but she could just give herself a +2 dex bonus at all times. Okay. At first level, the hunter can grant an animal aspect to her animal companion. Unlike with the hunter herself, there is no duration on the animal aspect applied to her animal companion. An aspect applied this way remains in effect until the hunter changes it. If a hunter's animal companion is dead, the hunter can apply his animal companion's focus to herself instead of her animal companion. See, so we would basically get a permanent buff to a stat. Additionally, the hunter can take on the aspect of the animal as a swift action. It's the same benefits as the current animal companion focus. The hunter can use this ability for a number of minutes per day equal to her level. This duration does not need to be consecutive, but must be spent in 1 minute increments. But this says we can do it as if the animal companion was dead, which means that we don't need to worry about the swift action, because it would just be applied to ourselves. Yes. Okay. So we could just get like a permanent bonus to dex. Like, which would be +4 at this level. That seems really good. A +4 bonus to dex, if I understood this correctly. We would need to take the character out and figure out what happens here. So you lose base animal focus. You get weapon and armor proficiencies, which don't really matter, and then you get nature sense, which is a bonus on lower nature checks. But for 1 point, basically what you're saying is you get animal focus and stealth. That's what I'm looking at here, right? We don't really care about the rest of the level. The rest of the level does not matter at all for us, although if we wanted 1 extra point, we could get a bonus combat feat. Yeah. I think this works really well as a 1 level thing. Let's see if we got anything else. But Forester is currently a high up one. Rest of animal companions. The reason I don't want an animal companion is because we're not going to level the class, so therefore it's not going to work for us quite as well as it could. Right, kineticist, no. Magus, no. Also we're looking for stealth. Ranger would also give you stealth. Now Ranger is obviously doesn't have a companion to start with, which might be a good idea. So you get favored enemy is your other choice. So you get +2 on weapon attack rolls against a certain enemy. You get Demon Slayer favored enemy. Okay, that's fine. Espionage expert gives you trap finding, and is what Arueshalae has. Flame Warden, Freebooter, that gives you Freebooter's Bane. You can move as a as a move action, indicate an enemy in combat and rally our allies to strike that target for a +1 bonus. Okay. I think that Ranger is not as good as Forester right now. Anything else give you that stealth? Slayer would give you stealth, okay. But 1 point in Slayer would just give you study target, right? Yeah, so Slayer you would really want to be getting into, you'd really be wanting to start getting that sneak attack damage in, so you can get some benefits out of study target. Arcanist exploits. Break down various forms of magic. At first level and every 2 levels thereafter, the Arcanist learns a new arcane exploit. An Arcanist exploit cannot be selected more than once. Once an Arcanist exploit has been selected, it cannot be changed. Most Arcanist exploits require the Arcanist to expend points from her arcane reservoir. Okay, no. We don't need any of that. I don't think this is the way for us either. Okay, hear me out. I'm going to put a single point into Forester. It may not be optimal, but if this works the way that I think it does, it's cool, right? You basically get a whole load of buffs that you can just decide to apply to yourself. I think that's a really cool idea. Yeah, let's try it. Right, then that means that we can take stealth as a main skill. We also get some other points, which I'm just going to dump into perception right now. But it means that stealth can be our class skill, which works great for us. Right. Then we get two spells at level 1 for being a hunter. Now, these skills we would just want to be like, I don't know, generic. I'm trying to think of what we would want for these two. Generically useful, and no matter what we're doing, probably. maybe... I don't know. I don't know what would be useful here, necessarily. Like, we're looking for something that will scale without levels being put into it. Give Magic Fang to someone for a +1 enhancement bonus. I mean, it's okay. Lead Blades. All melee weapons you're carrying deal damages of one size category higher. That's nice. Now, it still say minute per level, and I'm assuming that's caster level, so it wouldn't last for long, but... I mean, that's okay. Lead Blades is okay. Just as, like, a single buff to yourself. Outlined creatures do not benefit from concealment normally provided by darkness, blur, displacement, invisibility, or similar effects. It's affected by the target's spell resistance, but that's it. Okay. Although self buffs are generally a little bit better, I'd imagine. Yeah. Is there anything else we could use here? Like a little self buff? While this spell is in effect, your unarmed strikes do not provoke attacks of opportunity. We're not going to do any of those. Not affected by spell resistance. Let me just have a look. So if the target's already under the effect of a confusion spell, that effect is suppressed for the duration. Okay, but it'd only be like 1 round. Again, it's not amazing. Maybe just Feather Step. I mean, it's not good, I would say. It could be good. Aspect of the Falcon again. It's a personal one for crossbows. Yeah, I'm getting indecisive, which is probably going to be a feature here. But that's okay. Let's just go for... Let's go for Magic Fang, because we can apply it to something else. We'll probably never use it. Yeah, that's fine. So now we need to keep leveling. Requires character level 6 to take our mythics. That's kind of cool. Right. So now we've taken our single point in Hunter. Now we go into pure Shaman. Right. So, yeah, take our 2 points, which is all we want. Feat. We are looking immediately into something that will try and help her do like, we're looking for things that will help her just do damage. Maybe I take Outflank. I can't take Outflank yet. When can I take Outflank? You know what? Use the search if I know what it is. Outflank. That's one that we want. Need to have a higher base attack bonus. Okay, that's fine. We will get a higher base attack bonus as we go through. What about weapon focus? Just increase her attack, make her attack rolls better. I mean, that's probably fine. Weapon focus on the rapier. Although, does she already have weapon focus on it? I don't think so. No. Okay, so we go weapon focus rapier. That would probably be fine. Piranha Strike is also okay for some extra damage, as is Spell Pen if we wanted to build her differently. But let's go for... yeah, let's go for Weapon Focus Rapier. There we go. Something cool like that. Right, then we're going to take Ice Plant, because she's now a melee character fully, so Ice Plant makes a lot of sense. Natural armor bonus to AC. We give her the Ice Plant ring, she's looking great. Right, next level. Again, Shaman. We get one of these, we give her a point in Dex. Why do we give her a point in Dex? Because she's a purely Dex-based character for us, so it makes a lot of sense. She's going to be a melee, we need her armor class to be high, she's going to deal damage off of Dex eventually. It's just the way to go. Level her up. Right. Another level here. More of those. Feat. What's Fencing Grace? Oh, okay. Your dashing style and fluid fencing forms allow you to use agility rather than brute force to fell your foes. Choose one type of lighter, one-handed piercing weapon. When wielding a chosen weapon in your offhand, you can add your dexterity modifier instead of your strength modifier to that weapon's damage. Oh, so we don't need weapon finesse. as a mythic, she will just do it. Huh. Yeah, so we could take that instead of using her mythic on it. Well, that seems better, because we're never going to not have her use that type of weapon. Yeah, okay. Then a hex, what we're looking for here. We give her a new secret. Or sorry, we give her a secret meta magic, which would be okay. Protective luck. No. We give her nails, which would give her an extra attack a turn. Yeah, it's not going to do a lot of damage, but it would be an extra attack a turn, potentially. Which would then potentially, if we give her outflank, if she crits, would give her another... It would allow people around her to take an attack off of that. So nails is not actually the worst idea ever. We can use dazzling display. Okay, just seeing what else we've got as a move action. No creature will be under the chant effect. Battle Ward. Grants Battle Ward. Next time a foe makes an attack roll against the target, the board activates and gives a +3 deflection bonus. Okay, and then it wears off. Battle Master. Shaman can make additional attacks of opportunity per round. You know what? That's actually great. We get weapon specialization with rapier. And we get greater weapon focus. And the attacks of opportunity each round will be able to be used with outflank. So therefore that we should take Battle Master. Yes. Cool. Next level. Shaman. We then get another spirit in another spirit one. 2 more of these. Spirit enhancement. That's it. Yep, so we now get all of those. We get new spells. Wonderful. Next rank. We will go in here. Take those. Feat. So we get a new feat at level 7. Piranha Strike is interesting. So you take a -1 penalty on all attack rolls and combat maneuver checks and gain a +2 on all melee damage rolls. This damage is halved by 50% if you're making an attack with an offhand or natural or secondary natural weapon. Okay. When your base attack bonus equals 4, it lowers the penalty. Sorry, it raises the penalty but increases the damage. Okay, I mean that's interesting. And it's prerequisite for Piranha Strike Mythic, which increases the damage even further on it. I really like that. The only other option is Outflank, which we could take at this. You know, let's just take it while I remember to take it. Cool. We'll do another rank. Another one of these. Another Dex bonus. I mean, it's just the way to go. It's fine. More of those. Gets new spells. Wonderful. Next level. Level 8 here. It's another one of these. What is it? Oh, I thought. Where was that? Yeah, another feat and. Oh wait, we're at level 9. We're at level 9. Yeah, see, I was thinking she was getting a hex, but no, she is getting a hex because it's level 8 shaman level. Okay, I forgot that we take him 1 level in hunter, which of course means that she's locked out of getting whatever she gets at level 20, the final hex. But I mean, she doesn't get like a huge thing at the end of her class. She just gets more hexes. In fact, look at this. It's like hex, hex, hex. Nah, screw you, levels 13 to 15. Hex, hex, hex. It's just a little weird. Anyway. Let's see what we want to do now. So, Piranha Strike, still very good. I still like it. Is there anything else? Combat Reflexes is okay, because then you can get even more attacks of opportunity a turn. But we don't necessarily need that right now. What did she do that gave her more attacks of opportunity? Or does she not have anything yet that gives her even more attacks of opportunity? Because Outflank allows her to attack, but doesn't give her the attacks of opportunity. That's some crazy. Wait, no, it was this one, right? Yeah, Battle Master makes an extra attacks of opportunity. That's right. She can make an extra, but Combat Reflexes will allow her to make them up to her Dex bonus, which is kind of neat, actually. I like that. Dodge is okay, because it's just extra AC. Does it lead into anything else in here? Combat Mobility it leads into. And then Dodge Mythic. Okay. Hammer the Gap is interesting, but not what we're going for. I think I'm going to take Piranha Strike for more damage. Sure. Right, then here, do we get new ones at level... Was it level 8 where you get the higher leveled ones? Or is that level... That must be level 10 where you get the higher leveled ones. Yeah. Because you get major hexes or something at some point, don't you? Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of the witch. Okay. I still think nails is not a bad choice, by the way. I think meta magic is also intriguing. The ability to just quicken a spell onto herself could be neat. Diseases, inhaled poisons, and noxious gaseous effects that are negated in a 10-foot aura around the shaman for a number of minutes equal to her level. Okay. That's fine. Battle ward, no. I'm going to take nails. I actually think that nails, because it has the chance to crit, even if it does 0 damage, it will trigger outflank, which my other characters are going to have. That's why I think that's going to work really well. Yeah, we'll take it. It might be terrible, but we're going to take it. Now, weapon specialization, immediately, there's no question, it's the rapier. There we go. She gets enemy's bane on that one. Nice. And then her level 10. So level 10 is level 9, which actually gives her 5th level spells and a spirit enhancement plus, or enchantment plus 3. There we go. 2 more of those. And there we go. Mythic rank. Level 1. Now, abundant casting is probably not as useful as it was when I first thought about it, when we took it last time. There is an argument for enduring spells, because she does have buffs, and that could be quite good. Thundering blows is really nice, especially as she's taking something that's going to mean that she misses more. I think that could be really nice. Seeing if we've got anything else. Other spirits could be nice as well. Like, just to get us bonuses of kinds. I think I took Wave before, but I don't think we actually need Wave Strike. Charge is fine. Ever Ready. Yeah, whenever you make an attack of opportunity, you gain a bonus to the attack roll and damage roll equal to your mythic rank. That could be nice. It's probably going to be better the later on we get. I think it's between enduring spells and thundering blows for me right now. If we took enduring spells, we could take it twice. I don't think I need abundant casting anymore. I don't think that's her role anymore in our team. Oh, Elemental Barrage. Of course, the one I said don't forget to take it. We should take it, right. Piranha Strike Mythic, really good. Weapon Finesse Mythic, actually not needed anymore because we took a normal feat that would do it. Weapon Specialization. You gain a bonus equal to half your mythic rank on damage rolls. Not useful right now because it's 1, but later again that could be good. Double the bonuses on your attack rolls from Weapon Focus and Greater Weapon Focus. Again, right now, not amazing, but when we get Greater Weapon Focus, that then gets more value. So, we can leave it for just now. Let's see. I think we're going to take Piranha Strike Mythic. I think that's really good. +3 on damage rolls. When your base attack roll bonus reaches +4, every +4 thereafter, the damage on damage rolls becomes +3 rather than +2. I think that could be really good for her. Nice. Now, her base attack isn't insane, but this is just going to give her like a little bit more kick behind her moves. And then we have to choose another one of these. It's between Thundering Blows and Enduring Spells. I kind of feel like we might want to take Enduring Spells, but so that we can take Enduring Spells at this level here. I think that would be probably pretty good. The other option is that we take Thundering Blows. Let's take Enduring Spells here, I think. Yeah, I think this will be okay. So this would apply to things that last longer than an hour right now, but would scale up later. I just think Elemental Barrage is too good to give up. There we have it. She is now leveled up. Right. Spellbook. She does have spells here, but these are just spell uses per day even, so that's fine. We can leave them be. Shaman, we now need to put in all of these spells. No longer need these. I think it auto-filled them, actually. Yeah, and we have to put in all of our spells. Right, what's going to be useful for her as a melee character here? Nothing? Okay, but like, assuming that we have to use something here, what's going to be useful? Inflict light wounds, probably not what we're looking for. Although it is damage per castle. It's not going to do a lot no matter what, I think. Sleep is hit dice. Unbreakable Heart's probably fine to stick in here. Remove Fear is probably fine to stick in here, just as a couple of like abilities to remove debuffs. Anything else like it? This is a close range one. It's a low difficulty check and hit dice based. Nothing else here is really that good, I would say. It's all a bit rubbish. So I'm just going to take more of these, I think. Maybe another enlarged person as well. Oh, you can't take this as a normal spell? Oh, okay, I thought we could. Maybe something like that. Or level 1 stuff, not that useful. Bull Strength, definitely. Because it's our only option. Protection from Alignment Communal. We can take a couple of points in. False Life is probably okay for giving her extra HP. I don't know whether... Yeah, Dex bonus probably isn't going to stack if we take it eventually. Although I don't think any of these are the Dex bonus. No. In fact, does she even get it? No, she doesn't get the Dex one of those. That's fine. But yeah, it's probably not worth it. Bark Skin seems quite worth it. Although, actually, we don't need 2 Bark Skins because she can. That's one of the ones she can actually already apply with enduring spells. In fact, because she can already apply it with enduring spells, Bark Skin just goes up in priority a heavy amount. I still think having 1 protection... yeah, I still think... let's go for 2 protection from alignments, but I still think that Bark Skin's going to be really, really good then. Right. Protection from alignment is useful though, because it just gives you the deflection bonus. Wait, does it do anything else? I thought it did something else here. Maybe I'm thinking of something else, another spell, but anyway, it's still good. Right. Magical Vestment is the only one we can stick in here, which will actually, again, apply it already. The buff will apply. Resist Energy Communal will eventually, when we get the next level of Enduring Spells, be 24 hours long, but we can ignore that for just now. Nothing else is going to be amazing for a melee range thing here. Yeah. None of the rest of it's going to be amazing for melee range. Dispel Magic could be, I suppose, could be alright. Let's take Dispel Magic, remove Curse, remove Disease, and, I don't know, remove Blindness. There we go. Just a nice little bit of removal. So actually, it looks like her purpose in the squad is changing up to be like, she's going to be an okay frontliner, and she's going to be able to remove some negative effects, give a few buffs. Okay, I think I see where we're moving her. Thorn Body is an okay one here. Any creature striking you with a melee weapon, unarmed strike, or natural weapon takes piercing damage back. Sounds good. Anything else in here? Divine Power? That's like a personal buff, right? Yeah, but it's only round per level, so we couldn't get it to be permanent even if we wanted it to be. False Life is okay. It would be 24 hours long. Not that it matters right now anyway. Anything else? Nothing else jumps out at me here as something that we would need. Poison? Melee touch attack. Deals 1d3 con damage. But fortitude saves negate, and it's affected by spell resistance. Anything that's affected by spell resistance, if we haven't taken Spell Pen, I kind of get the feeling we should just ignore. Mostly. But Stone Skin does use Diamond Dust, but it would last 24 hours. Okay. That's kind of nice. Yeah, that is kind of nice. Although once it's prevented damage, it's discharged, so that means it lasting longer doesn't really matter. Although it gives it longer to act, I guess. Yeah, a lot of these are spell resistance effects here. I guess this is fine, even if it doesn't last a long time. And then... I guess False Life Greater is actually okay as well. Righteous Might is good. For us, well, it's actually not good for us because it's in penalty to our dex, so it would be bad. But it would give us natural armor and DR unless they're evil. Oh wait, no, because she's evil, it gives us DR unless they're good. Okay. And at 15th level, it becomes even better. And then you get extra size modifier for AC and attacks, which is cool. Right. Anything else in here? True Seeing. Exact locations of creatures or objects under blur or displacement effects. Sees invisible creatures normally. That's nice, and that would actually go up to 24 hours eventually as well. Animal Growth. You make one creature get a +8 size bonus to strength and size bonus to constitution, or one target animal. Okay, I mean that's nice. That would also be a 24-hour one eventually. True Seeing sounds like that will actually be very useful for her as a melee character. And there we go. Yeah, those are her spells. And then I remember that Rue also needs spells. Hurricane Bow, Magic Fang, Aspect of the Falcon, and then we're kind of like, you know, dealer's choice for the last one. I guess we would go for whichever one of these doesn't last a long time. They all last the exact same amount of time. I don't know. I guess probably Aspect of the Falcon. Yeah, increases the critical modifier. Yeah, so that seems good for her if we want to keep crits up. Next one. Cat's Grace for the dex probably seems good. Then none of the rest of this seems that amazing. Trickery and stealth checks, competency bonus, we could maybe take with that one. Salt, generally okay. You know, +4 on stealth checks and have concealment from creatures more than 5 feet away. That's kind of nice, yeah. And then maybe Sense Vitals if we want to try and get some extra damage. Especially at the start of a fight. Okay. That's fine. Nothing else in here. Looking amazing. Magic Fang Greater. That's one that scales there. Instant enemy. This spell, you designate the target of your favorite enemy as your favorite enemy for the duration. For the duration of the spell, you treat the target as if it's favorite enemy for all purposes. But it's within close range. Oh, I could do this for everyone. For all allies within 10 feet of me. That's kind of neat. I kind of think instant enemy sounds cool though. There we go. Right. They may not be perfect, but they are definitely leveled. Wait, does that say she's only a level 7? I thought it said she was only... Oh, she's cast to level 7. Okay. Slightly different than her being level 7. I think that's because she doesn't get spells immediately. Right. So that took a long time to get our stuff right. Also, I'm very aware that my bars are going to be well off for them. Because we've changed a bunch of the spells that they use. And, yeah, changed the spells they have. And give them new caster levels and all sorts of stuff. Then we're going to have, yeah, all sorts of problems. But that's fine. Right. We are not done yet, though. Because we need to, one, go check the book in the Citadel and see whether we can find it. If not, I'm going to have to get some directions. And then step 2, we're going to rest. We'll see how that goes. Also, what time is it in game? I have no idea how to figure out what time it is. I guess we have to go to a map to figure out the time. Right. Up here, because we need to go outside during the evening. So, if we could do like a 9-hour rest, and that would put us in the evening, that'd be great. Oh! Hello, Aeon. The Aeon's gaze is cold, calm, and distant. It makes sound falter, giving way to absolute silence. Finally, you have the time for introspection, and to think about your decision. A chill wind blows through through all your thoughts from your head except the most pressing one, sharpening your mind like a razor. You are surrounded by disorder. The Crusade is filled with irregularities and faults. Embezzlement, incompetence, systematic negligence. The very thought of these failures irritates you like scratches on a pane of glass. By the way, did forget about Nura, but we will go and see her. The landscape beyond is obscured by this aggregate of ugly scars. This must be fixed. Everything must function as intended. The Aeon's Gaze poses a silent question. Where should you start when everything is broken? The corrupt quartermasters. The incompetent frontline officers. The recruiters who allow soldiers to evade the draft for a bribe. As you debate the options, a decision starts to take shape in your mind. Okay. So we can lower building construction by bringing order to the home front. Sorry, we can, lower cost of building construction. We can increase recruitment growth for trainable units. Or all generals gain the reliable feat. What's that? Army has plus 10 additional movement points. The general has a plus 1 bonus to attack and defense and a plus 3 to power. That's very nice. Shouldn't such matters be decided with the help of advisors, not alone? The answer comes to you in a flash. None of them have the same innate understanding of the order of things that you do. One must rely on yourself and your inner sense of correctness. One decision is not enough. What will it change? The decision itself is often what separates right from wrong. The people in the Crusade are not inherently or irredeemably flawed. Among them are some whom no one likes, the know-it-alls, the nitpickers, the grumblers, those who have sharp minds but lack charm, boorish quartermasters who count every penny, unsociable officers who are never promoted because they fail to win over their superiors, the principled priests who mercilessly denounce the vices of their comrades. They eagerly follow orders, but they need direction. That direction is based on your decision, the impulse that will set everything into motion. Consider what would be most beneficial to the Crusade. There is no obvious answer. Purging the home front of bribe takers and fools would decrease the cost of construction and supplies. Finding draft dodgers would allow you to replenish combat losses with new recruits more efficiently. Dismissing incompetent officers and replacing them with skilled soldiers of lower rank would improve tactical performance of the Crusade. Is a difficult decision. I kind of like all generals get the reliable feat. I think this one could be really, really nice. Because this is basically just saying you're going to be able to move faster, so you're going to be able to get to combat quicker. You're going to do more damage. You're going to take less damage back. I mean, all of that sounds great. That sounds just fantastic. But this one where it's like the cost of building construction reduces by 20%. I don't know how much buildings cost. I don't know how good they are, but 20%, that's a pretty big jump in cost. I don't know. This one is the least interesting for me. Recruitment growth for trainable units increases by 10%. I mean, that's sure, but the limiter on how many recruitable units we can get is currently based upon our finance points, because there were always units available. It was just, do you have enough money to buy the units? So I don't think this one's that useful. So that means it's either either 2 or 4 here. Now, does this mean all generals gain it forever? Or does this mean all current generals gain it? Because if it means all current generals gain it, we only have 1 general. At which point, that's not going to be that useful. Because it doesn't tell us, I'm going to take choice number 2 to reduce the building construction. The decision is made. The Aeon's Gaze remains cold as the prison cells soon to be filled with embezzling clerks, foolish quartermasters, and negligent suppliers. You're filled with a sense of confidence in yourself and your decision. From now on, everything will be as it should. Well, hello. Who are you? Sealkind. Or Sealkind? Before you stands a tall, fit man whose dark hair is already tinged with grey. He meets you with a brisk military salute. My name is Captain Sealkind. I command the vanguard of a mercenary group called the Blackstone Company. We have come from Andoran to assist you. I want to know more about your unit. The Blackstone Company is proud to be recognized as one of the finest Andoran mercenary regiments. We're not a bunch of unscrupulous sellswords looking to oppress the innocent and serve the tyrants of the world. No, we're adventurers eager to get involved in a dangerous enterprise and leave it with pockets full of gold and a clear conscience. Which is why we held a vote among our units. We were glad to accept Queen Galfrey's invitation to join the Crusade, though some of our commanders did voice their displeasure with the sum she offered. But like I said, we Andorans are a free people who cannot be pushed around and cannot be bought, only convinced. Why'd you join up with us? Queen Galfrey paid for our services, but please do not think that we're fighting for gold alone. We're true sons and daughters of Andoran, so the ideals of equality and resisting enslavement ring true in our hearts. We will be glad to stand in the way of demons who seek to force mortal kind into bondage. The bulk of our company made camp in the Rosian, but the vanguard, consisting of our finest soldiers, if I may add, was put under your command. Want to know more about you? The man flashes a genuine smile. I don't know what to say. I am a soldier, a bit of an explorer, and just an all-around honest man. Well, get on with your duties. Not kind of the way I want to say it, but you know, yeah. Well, we're happy to have you. Yes, ma'am. Glad to be under your command. Captain Sealkind salutes you again, smiles, and adds in a softer voice. It will be an honor to serve with you, Commander. If you have any questions, let me know. If you need to talk, I'd be happy to lend an ear. So I guess he'll be somewhere as well. Rue, what are you doing here? Erebeth said that we're under threat from demons with unusual abilities. No, I said that. Like that Nabasu who attacked your army at Lost Chapel. They're very powerful and growing in number. You haven't found out where they're coming from, have you? Arueshalae looks around shyly and continues, lowering her voice, as if entrusting you with a personal secret. I'm not sure, but I think I have a lead. I know where to find someone who can lead us to the source of their power. Who are you talking about? A hag by the name of Jarunika. She used to live here before the fall of Sarkoris, but when the demons invaded this world, she happily took their side. The old cannibal knows many secrets, you just have to make her talk. Does she also have special powers? Her, I doubt it, but still, be careful. She is a very old, very sly creature, and she's incredibly dangerous. Where can I find her? The place is called the Green Gates. I'll show you how to get there. Long ago, before the Worldwound, there was a Sarkorian fortress there. Then the Crusaders built a small chapel. But for many, many years, the place has been home to nothing but abomination and squalor. How did you find out about this? Arueshalae quickly looks at the faces of those present and seems to curl in on herself, quietly, almost whispering. She says, "That is a long story. I will tell you when we get there, alright? Thanks for the tip." Happy to help, it's just... Arueshalae looks around cautiously again and lowers her voice. You won't go there without me, will you? Want to personally make sure this monster doesn't escape you. Doesn't sound like a trap at all. Who are you? With your own face and everything. Like, you've even got a portrait. The tall, gaunt half-elf salutes you solemnly. Commander, it is an honor to call this first meeting of the Military Council to order. It's cause I did the council stuff? Was I seriously wandering around town long enough for a day to pass? Okay. I'm Captain Odan. I've been serving under your commands ever since the assault on the Grey Garrison. I'll do my best to be as much use to you as possible in this role. The foundation of the military is cold calculation and discipline. These are the principles I will seek to impart to the Crusaders. If we are to win this war, we must forget about mercy, for our enemies, for our troops, and for ourselves. Well, Commander, your sister Seela is no renowned general, but she spent half her life tussling with evil. It looks like I'll be stepping in on behalf of all Iomede's faithful here. I hope my advice will prove useful. The first issue on our military's council's agenda is the reorganization of troops. Our infantry has been bled dry. The forces Her Majesty granted to us were enough to take Drezen, but we need more troops to hold it. Furthermore, the army was assembled in great haste after the assault on Canabras and was never adequately equipped. Unfortunately, we don't have much time for redeployment. Our scouts report that a powerful Baelor, Koramzabde, is already preparing a retaliatory strike on Drezen. But we can rely on freshly conscripted Mendevian soldiers. They just may not have the skill, but our strength, as always, lies in the number and fervor of the volunteers joining the Crusades. We can't throw everyone into the meat grinder. We'll just get our youths killed for nothing. We need to select the best among the recruits, or even better, hold a contest. The bravest and most capable will join the Crusaders. The death count is always the highest in the infantry. Its purpose is to serve as a shield. It would be wise to invest our resources in hiring and training heavy footmen with shields to ensure maximum protection, even if it limits their mobility and makes them less threatening to the enemy. Okay. Captain Odan, what is a military council? The Military Council determines the strategy for our troops, enacts army reforms, approves new equipment standards, and makes decisions on all issues regarding military action on the front lines. Who is this Baelor Koramzabde? He is the most trusted servant of the demon lord Deskari. Among the historians of the Mendevian Crusade, he's known as a strategist of the Worldwound. He's not as renowned as Menago, the conqueror of Drezen, or Hepzamira, daughter of Baphomet, but he has claimed the most major victories over the forces of Mendev. He's a general, and quite possibly one of the best tacticians in the entire Abyss. I've been studying his style of warfare for years. It may seem like an ordinary demon, another typical war taskmaster, but that's a fallacy. Like a beast following a scent, he senses weakness in his enemy's defenses and strikes at them, sending soldiers to bring targeted carnage. His uncanny charisma attracts more and more soldiers to him. They never shorten troops and sacrifices them like pawns whenever he pleases in order to achieve his victories. Koramzadeh is the face of the demon host. For many years I've been gathering research on him, preparing for the day our armies would clash with his once more. I hope my council will help you defeat him, but so far, Koramzadeh has known no defeats. I have a question for my advisors. We're ready to answer any questions you may have, Commander. Sela, have you ever commanded an army before? Not on a scale like this, of course not. But I've fought evil and I know its tricks. Besides, war makes people callous, and it's always useful to have a paladin advisor around to remind you at a crucial moment what we're actually fighting for, right? Rachel, why do you want to sit on the military council? It's because he thinks he runs everything. I have command experience, and I intend to impart to the Crusaders at least a modicum of the discipline and rigidity of the Hell Knights. The quality of the Mendevian staff currently available to you leaves much to be desired. Rachel glances at the wincing Captain Odan. That much is certain. Where are you, Captain Odan? Captain Odan bows ceremoniously. I have served on the front lines of the Mendevian army for over 25 years, and in that time I've gained a wealth of combat experience. His voice sounds calm, but his face darkens at the mention of a wealth of combat experience. I'm considered one of the foremost experts on tactics and strategy in Queen Galfrey's officer course. I've spent my whole life studying the craft of warfare, and I'm familiar with the thoughts of all the prominent military leaders of the last 5 centuries. Furthermore, I wholeheartedly believe in the traditions of Mendev's military art, and will gladly share my knowledge with you, Commander. No more questions. I'd like to hear the opinion. Sela, do we really need only the bravest, most capable for our infantry? I mean, we can't send in untrained rookies to the slaughter. We have the right to command only those who are ready for battle, those who can defeat the enemy. We must find out who has the skill and the guts. Contests are perfect for that. A little excitement for our warriors couldn't hurt either. We won't get that many winners, but their strength will come from their prowess, not their numbers. Your proposal would leave us with an infantry full of selfish risk-takers, dreaming of glory and valor. That is bad material for a soldier. The infantry's role is to be a shield for the archers and mages. All they're required to do is follow orders and hold the line, unto victory or death. Ambitious loners cherry-picked through contests of skill are not fit to perform this duty. Good point. Why do you insist on shield bearers? The infantry is a meat shield, intended to catch the blade of the opposing army in its flesh. The shield must be reliable. That is what is required of it. That is why I would like to see well-armored shield bearers as our foot soldiers. We must have the option of pitting ranks of footmen against a tide of rampaging demons, knowing with certainty they will not scatter or die until they have completed their task. Captain Odan, you wanted to gather up some recruits from Mendev? Yes, institute a draft and try to amass as many new soldiers from Mendev and other lands as we can. We've always drawn our strength from our zeal and our determination to oppose evil. If we start holding contests or selections, we'll turn a holy crusade into a job for the chosen few and scare away future volunteers. If we try changing our tried and true tactics, we'll lose valuable time, and our army is in need of fresh blood right now. Okay. So everybody said Sela, oh, what an idiot. Also, I love how Sela's horse is just like, this is my table, I'm a part of it now, don't question it. So the main barracks provide weekly recruitment growth for champions, powerful shock infantry. All footmen are promoted to champions. Kinda cool for us. The main barracks provide weekly recruitment growth for shield bearers. Ah, all footmen are promoted to shield bearers. I see. And your one is all footmen are promoted to conscripts. Poorly trained but cheap, numerous infantry. Ah, okay. What's interesting here is that the choice I want to make RP-wise is different than the choice I want to make mechanic-wise, right? Now hear me out. RP-wise, I want to choose the middle one, because Reg made the best argument, and that is kind of the point of infantry. You want to have them at the front, you want to have them well armoured and defensive, and you want them to basically hold the line, right? Because effectively the way it should work is your 2 infantry meet, and then it's the damage on the outside, at least the way it's working for our battles. The 2 lots meet, you hold the line, and then you shoot at each other with archers and spellcasters, and then whoever wins, is like that war, is the one who will win, right? So if your infantry falls, then effectively you're just going to have the demons swarming over your archers and spellcasters, and you've lost, right? But shield bearers are garbage, at least from what we've seen so far. But maybe a lot of shield bearers is good. I don't know. Proficient warriors, champions. Now, this is the worst choice RP-wise from what everyone's been telling us, but I imagine that champions are going to have a lot of damage. In fact, can I see it? Can we hover over to see what we can actually hover over? Yeah, okay, so we can see what they are. So footmen are the ones that we have as a base one. They're 7 to 9 damage, and they have an AC of 13, 42 hit points. So these champions actually have less hit points, but they do more damage and have lowered AC. Actually, these are terrible. Yeah. The unarmed strike for melee is a lot more chance of hitting, I guess. But my problem with them, right, is that they will die very quickly. I don't know. They're maybe not necessarily terrible, but like they're definitely a frightening one, because if something goes wrong, your units just die immediately. Okay, shield bearers. So we got the 7 to 9, the 13 and the 42. They have a ton more hit points. They have lowered AC by 1, or by 2, but for that you also get a damage reduction, and then they do slightly less damage. That's the problem, is that they do less damage than the footmen. Which then leaves us with the conscripts. Now, footmen are promoted to conscripts, which have more health, they have the same AC, and they do the same damage. So these are basically footmen with more health. Now, the reason why I think that these are really good for mechanically is because a lot of what our general currently has is like our general has a buff that would allow us to buff strength, right? Which would then buff strength on all of the conscripts. So if we have, say, 400 conscripts, we're getting that buff times by 4. We're getting our buff times by 400. If we go for shield bearers, let's say that we get half the number of footmen as shield bearers, right? So let's say we start with 200 footmen, we get 400 conscripts, we get like 50 shield bearers. That buff is being applied to less people. Now, you could argue that their job isn't to do damage, and the people in the back line's job is to do damage, but that's not the way we've seen these fights working out, especially with the low number of units that we have per army. Now, champions, you start off with a lot more damage, so you'd basically be looking for a way to stop them from dying, I guess, or you just increase their damage even more. I don't know. You see, the champions are the other side of it, where it's like, what if you just go even more damage with lowered number of troops, and you don't even need to buff them, you just wipe out the enemy troops before it becomes a problem? I don't know. It's a tough choice. I think I'm gonna go with RP, but I think it's the wrong choice mechanically. Regel's expression remains impenetrable. I will monitor the recruiter's work and the preparation of all necessary equipment. Captain Odan salutes you formally. Thank you for your time, Commander. When the reforms are finished and the ranks of our infantry are replenished, I will assemble the military council to discuss new decisions. Hello, are you the diplomatic council? Lady Konomi. A sharp-looking kitsune gives you a quick and business-like bow. Commander, the matters before us are urgent, so let's not stand on ceremony. I am Lady Konomi, the official attaché of Nerosian, and here are my credentials. She presents a scroll adorned with Galfrey's seal. Her Majesty has instructed me to lead your headquarters diplomatic council. Honestly, I was surprised when Lady Konomi asked me to join this council. Well, I'll do my best to fill the shoes of a trained diplomat. Yeah, strange. I got invited to the council too. I'm sure foreign ambassadors will be thrilled to see my face and my manners. Lady Konomi, you haven't mistaken me for some other Crusader Lan, have you? I also love how he's not even standing in the room for some reason. I, like many nobles, have been trained in diplomacy, and in fact I hold the title of Royal Emissary. It is passed down the Areelu line. I must say that prior to this day I employed my diplomatic skills solely to undermine Mendev's international reputation. It is time to break that habit. I imagine preventing international scandals will be just as interesting as causing them. Who knows, I might even enjoy it. What's Diplomatic Council and why do I need it? To solve matters of politics, of course. The Crusade is more than just battles and sieges. It is the largest military project in all of Avastan, funded by the treasuries of more than a dozen major powers, and each of one of those powers, in addition to seeking victory over the demons, also pursues their own goals. The Diplomatic Council will manage this tangle of political interests and prevent the Crusade from losing the favour of influential benefactors. And while we're at it, ensure that Nerosian remains satisfied with the state of affairs. After all, for the last 100 years, the entirety of Mendevian politics is resolved around the Crusades in some shape or form. That's why the capital has sent me here, to observe, offer suggestions, and keep the diplomatic situation under control. I see, you've been sent to keep an eye on me. Whatever gave you that idea, Commander? I'm not an overseer, I'm your loyal advisor. I do not intend to meddle in the way you run things, just consult with you in cases where the price of error is too high. Put your trust in me and we'll get along swimmingly. After all, none of us here want to see Cheliax and Druma at each other's throats, trying to settle the disputes by using their influence on us as political leverage. Am I wrong? And I doubt you would like it if we made enemies in the ranks of the Nerosian nobility who would attempt to undermine your war effort. Oh, this won't happen as long as you trust my experience. Tell me more about the Royal Council, what is it? The Royal Council, operating under Her Majesty, is the highest governing body in Mendev and comprises her most able and trusted servants. It is responsible for the day-to-day matters of state. They are the hands and voice of the Queen. The Council has gathered people from all walks of life. Some of them are nobles, but many more are citizens of humble origins who earn their positions through their wit. Many are rich, but a fair number of them are of far more humble means. Some are pious and pure of heart, like Lord Inquisitor Kasori and Captain Jaspar of the Crusader Heralds. Others are more flexible and ambitious, but each of them faithfully serves Mendev's cause. I have a question about the composition of this council. Do you find someone's presence surprising? Soasil has never had to deal with diplomatic concerns before. Well, that won't be a problem. In my homeland, Tianzia, inviting clerics and paladins of Shaylin, the Lady of Chrysanthemums, to take part in diplomatic missions is a common practice. They may not be politicians, but they are perceptive, advocate peace, and favour balanced solutions. I'm flattered by the respect that the worshippers of my goddess receive in Lady Konomi's homeland. Soasil bows his head courteously. I won't let you down, Nominde. I'll make every effort to prevent our friends from becoming our enemies. Why did you want Darren to take part in the council? Why? Because of Count Arende's influence, naturally. He's a Mendevian aristocrat. Nobility will be inclined to listen to his opinion, and by ensuring the support of the nobles, we'll find ourselves powerful allies. Darren sneers back at her. Oh, believe me, Lady Konomi, I will exert all my effort and influence to make this council's job exciting. Why did you choose Lan to join the council? We diplomats call this little trick Mysterious Gurundi Prince. During negotiations, it's always useful to have on your side a representative of some obscure but potentially populous and powerful nation. Without knowing what they're up against and how many mongrels there are, our diplomatic partners will have to contend with this dark horse. So Mr. Lan will be our mongrel prince. If we're negotiating with foreign ambassadors and I make this sign, Lady Konomi crosses her fingers in an intricate gesture. You immediately start talking about how offensive their position is to the mongrel people. Do we have a deal, Mr. Lan? Lan scoffs and glowers at Lady Konomi. I suspect that the word diplomat was synonymous with fraud. I suspected the word diplomat was synonymous with fraud, but I thought you would be deceiving me, not deceiving others with my help. No, that is not an option. I can represent the mongrels in negotiations, but I'm not going to lie through my teeth. Tell me about yourself, Lady Konomi. Who are you? Lady Konomi lowers her eyes in a show of modesty. It's unbecoming of a diplomat to talk about themselves at length, but how am I to refuse you? I come from Tianzia, from the noble Kitsune. Like any Kitsune, I've always been curious to a fault. My adventure has brought me to Avistan, and here in your lands I met my first and true love, politics. I've served as a diplomat in the courts of 6 different sovereigns, but working for Her Majesty turned out to be the most interesting of all. Such riveting webs of intrigue and interest are spun around the Crusade and the Worldwound. Everything is clear to me now. Let's see what's on the agenda today. I hate to say it, Commander, but not everyone in Nerosian is pleased with your progress. Excuse me, I've already taken Drezen back, which is better than the other Crusades. I mean, come on. What do you want me to have done? Some believe that, to use their words, you are out of control and fancy yourself an independent leader. It wouldn't surprise me if you encountered supply disruptions in the near future. I would suggest quelling their anger. Show her at the capital you haven't forgotten about the chain of command. For example, you could hold a parade in the honor of Her Majesty. If we need to demonstrate we're keeping the Nerosian in mind, why don't we invite the capital's high priest to Drezen for a religious festival? It'll be appropriate. The church's support will shield us from accusations of schemers. Pander to the naysayers? I think not. I propose we hold a parade in your honor, Naminde. This is your victory, and if Cousin Galfrey wants to show off in front of the soldiers, she's welcome to capture something of her own. Lan's eyes flash with anger. Are they out of their mind? We've got a whole Drezen full of soldiers who need medicine, food, and weapons. Until everyone has been taken care of, we can't waste a single coin on pointless celebrations. What did I do to incur Nerosian's discontent? You were too good. You reclaimed Canabras, you won the Battle of Drezen, and you're a menace to the Worldwound. Your authority grows and the influence of the Queen's confidants diminishes. This creates the impression that there is only enough space for you at the top. Correct impression. The members of the Royal Council are afraid that you will muscle them out of the political arena altogether. After all, if you're doing so well, maybe Her Majesty doesn't need them as much. Therefore, they might try to discredit you, impede your war effort, reduce the scale of your victories, make some concessions, and they'll see that you're open to negotiation. Want to hear the opinions of my advisors? Whatever for? Aren't the wishes of the capital obvious enough? Although, very well, let us hear their counsel. Alright, Lady Konomi, you go first. What will a parade in Her Majesty's honor do? It will be symbolic and affordable. Show them how much you respect and value Her Majesty. Make a courtesy to those who pay for your arrow swords or courtesy. I think it was courtesy. Anyway, to those who pay for your arrows, swords, and bread. The Royal Council has power. You wouldn't want to turn those patrons into adversaries and test whose influence is greater, yours or theirs. Please them, and they will stop worrying about your loyalty, and you will be able to focus on your war. So let me get this straight. Hiding behind our backs hiding behind our backs and buying their safety from the demon invasion with bread and other people's lives is a new form of charity? Are you sure we shouldn't go to them, drop to our knees, and thank them for allowing us to die in this war? Lan, why do you think ignoring the capital's worries is a good idea? And what are they going to do about it? We're the ones protecting them from the demons, not the other way around. Having loyalties from the capital is great, but there are more important things, like having the loyalty of our own soldiers. When the demons come, what will we do? Shake our fists and say we've got powerful friends from Nerosian? Why, it's true. Who needs to stay friends with those who supply you with provisions, recruits, and weapons? There's certainly no reason to fear that base jealousy and envy at the sight of your glory might get the better of their common sense, because that has never happened before. Darren, what's the point of taunting the capital by throwing a parade in my honor? There is a fine line between taunting and setting boundaries, between showing respect and putting on a collar. Mind you, I'm not suggesting anything treasonous or disrespectful. A parade in honor of the true heroine of Drezen and Canabras, what could be more natural than that? Besides, a healthy amount of disobedience guarantees that people won't pester you with lectures and nonsense as often. A dozen tutors responsible for my upbringing can attest to that. Provoking the capital would be unwise. We're trying to avoid unpleasant consequences, not expedite them. I'm sure that was merely an extravagant jest on the Count's part. Soasil, how does inviting the High Priest to a festival help us? Without a doubt, we should remain loyal to the Queen and respect their hierarchy. That doesn't mean we have to kowtow to the Royal Council whenever they ask. I think we should neither do their bidding nor seek to quarrel with them. Rather, we should try to take the middle path. The High Priest of Nerosian is a powerful figure, yet he's not a schemer or a politician. By inviting him to the festival, we'll both show that we're not cutting ties with Nerosian, and let them know that we have influential friends and are not about to buckle under to the Royal Council. Okay. Interestingly, she didn't have anything negative to say about that one. So what does this get us? You get Religious Feast Decree, 45 days repeatable, interesting. Energy points increases by 20%, finance points, income reduced by 10% for 30 days. Okay, interesting. Darren? We get the Commander's Parade. The cost of recruiting mercenary units reduces. Material points income reduces by 25% for 30 days. Okay. Lan. Helping those in need. Crusade morale increases by 10 or by 20 if Crusade morale is below 0. It's repeatable on 10 days. Interesting. And then the last one. Parade in Her Majesty's honor. Finance points are increased by 30% for 30 days. Okay. Let's go through these. So, RP-wise, what would I think that we should choose? I don't think we choose Darren's, because, unfortunately, Darren, I think, is a little bit too bold. Lan is tempting. Lan's is a tempting RP offer. We will hold a parade in Her Majesty's honor. I don't know if we would do, although she, you know, maybe if we're trying to curry some more favor with her. Or invite the High Priest. The High Priest is okay as well. What are the negatives here? So this reduces finance points. You see, my problem with a lot of these is that they reduce finance points and they reduce other resources. Like this one uses finance points. And also our Crusade morale is high right now. So maybe I just choose the Royal Parade Decree. It increases finance point income by 10% for 30 days. There's no negative apart from the time to use it. I'm going to choose this one. We'll stick with our advisor for just now. Or our main advisor. I'm glad you have listened to my proposal. Making friends in the Royal Council will go a long way. It's good we've gotten off on the right foot, Commander. There'll be plenty more issues requiring your decisions soon. But I do not doubt that we will handle them just as expediently. Are we done here yet? Oh my lord. That's a lot of stuff. Right. Now back in here to the table that I was trying to get to for the whole reason we came in here. The book. Sarkoris Lost. I think we already read that book. But we have it, I guess. Sure. Is that it? I think that might be it. Have we got anything to drop in here? Yes, we do. Okay. Hello. We'll drop off the blackened mirror for just now. Right. Now, we're almost done. I know we've done an awful lot. Actually, what's the time? Yeah, what's the time here? Maybe we got enough to fill another episode, actually. I just want to check what time it is. Because we still haven't rested. Weirdly. Right, load it up. Okay, we already know that. Thank you for popping up again. We'll get rid of it. Right, forming a military council is finished. Ah, it's in the morning. Okay, cool. And we formed a diplomatic council. We got a new one. That's cool. A new event that we need to deal with. That's fine. We'll deal with that later. We're actually losing our banner of victories. Interesting. Or we've lost it because enough time has passed. Huh. Or maybe a lot of time passed while we were training. I didn't check. I thought it was only an hour, but it might be in a day or something. Oh. Okay. Don't exit to desktop. How do I leave this place? Oh, there we go. That's fine. And then it immediately throws us into more conversations at the table. That's my theory. We reload into the area and it's like, aha! Now we can give you more conversations. Right. We're out. Okay. Cool. I think we've got enough to finish, to fill some more of an episode. We got to go and see Nira. We got to do some crusade management. We got to rest. Yeah, Nira, crusade management, rest, see whether we've got negative levels and we may need to buy them back. Wilser Garms apparently has a bag of holding that we need to go and get. And we need to go and see what's up with the 2 people who are criminals and solve them. Right. And with all that, I'm going to end the episode there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.